What if I told you that 90% of people over 60 will experience specific warning signs in their final year of life, but most families completely miss them? The truth is, your body sends clear signals long before the end approaches, and recognizing these changes can mean the difference between a peaceful, dignified transition and unnecessary suffering. Most doctors won't discuss this openly, but understanding what really happens in those final 12 months isn't morbid. It's empowering. Today, I'm going to share the 10 most important signs your body gives you, and the most crucial tip that could change everything is coming at the very end, so please don't miss it. Here's something that might surprise you. The final year of life isn't just about decline. Yes, there are changes, but many of them are your body's natural way of preparing for what's ahead. The biggest myth people believe is that suffering is inevitable, but research from hospice care specialists shows that when families understand these changes, they can actually help their loved ones experience more comfort, better sleep, and deeper connections during this sacred time. I want to hear from you right now. How old are you currently? Please write your age in the comments below, because I personally reply to everyone, and your age helps me understand what information will serve you best. Also, if you've ever cared for someone in their final months, share that too. Your experience matters. Let me start with something that catches most families completely off guard: the profound change in appetite and eating patterns. During the final year, especially the last 6 months, your loved one may begin eating significantly less, sometimes refusing favorite foods entirely. This isn't stubbornness or depression, it's your body's wisdom at work. As organs begin to slow down, particularly the digestive system, the body naturally reduces its need for fuel. The stomach shrinks, metabolism slows, and the liver processes nutrients differently. Many families panic and try to force feeding, but this can actually cause discomfort, nausea, and aspiration pneumonia. Instead, focus on small portions of nutrient-dense foods like bone broth, smoothies with protein powder, or soft fruits. Honor their preferences completely. If they want ice cream for breakfast, let them have ice cream for breakfast. One woman I knew lived her final months eating only chocolate pudding and seemed more content than she'd been in years. The goal shifts from nutrition for longevity to nutrition for comfort and joy. The second change involves sleep patterns that seem to flip upside down. Your loved one might sleep 14 to 16 hours a day, wake up confused about time, or become restless at night while sleeping deeply during the day. This happens because the brain's internal clock, controlled by the hypothalamus, begins to dysfunction as circulation decreases. Additionally, medications, reduced physical activity, and the body's natural preparation process all contribute to these shifts. Rather than fighting this, create a flexible routine. Keep curtains open during the day for natural light exposure, but don't stress if they nap constantly. At night, use soft lighting, gentle music, or white noise machines. Many families find that sitting quietly beside their loved one during these long sleep periods becomes precious bonding time. One daughter told me she did her knitting beside her mother's bed every evening, and even though her mother appeared to be sleeping, she would sometimes smile or squeeze her hand. Here's something that frightens many people, but is completely normal: significant changes in breathing patterns. You might notice periods where breathing becomes very shallow, followed by deeper breaths, or even brief pauses that last 10 to 15 seconds. This is called Cheney-Stokes breathing, and it occurs because the brain's respiratory center becomes less sensitive to carbon dioxide levels. The heart is also working less efficiently, so oxygen circulation decreases. While this can look alarming, it's usually not uncomfortable for the person experiencing it. What helps is elevating the head of the bed slightly, using a humidifier to keep air moist, and staying calm yourself. Your loved one can sense your anxiety. Gentle back rubs or simply placing your hand on their chest can provide comfort. Remember, irregular breathing can happen months before the end, so don't assume it means immediate danger. The fourth change involves something called the surge, or terminal lucidity, and it's both beautiful and heartbreaking. After weeks or months of confusion, fatigue, or withdrawal, your loved one might suddenly have a day or even a week where they seem remarkably like their old self. They're alert, talkative, hungry, and engaged. Many families think this means recovery, but it's actually the body's final gift, a chance for meaningful goodbyes. Scientists believe this happens when the brain temporarily receives better blood flow or when certain neurotransmitters have one last surge. When this happens, embrace it fully. Have those important conversations, share favorite memories, express your love clearly. Don't waste time on regrets or difficult topics unless they bring them up. One man I knew used his surge week to teach his grandson how to tie fishing flies, creating a memory that lasted a lifetime. Just be prepared that after this period, the decline often accelerates quickly. Now, let's talk about something that affects 95% of people in their final year: dramatic changes in body temperature regulation. Your loved one might feel freezing cold, even in a warm room, or sometimes burning hot when the temperature seems normal. Their hands and feet might become cold and appear bluish or mottled. This happens because circulation is prioritizing vital organs, so blood flow to extremities decreases. The body's thermostat, controlled by the hypothalamus, also becomes less reliable. Layer blankets that can be easily removed, keep soft socks on their feet, and use heating pads on low settings, but always check the skin for overheating. Many people find comfort in weighted blankets or being gently massaged with warm lotion. The key is responding to what they tell you they need, not what you think they should need, based on room temperature. Here's a change that's often misunderstood: increased confusion, hallucinations, or conversations with people who aren't there. Your loved one might talk to deceased relatives, see children or animals in the room, or become confused about time and place. While some of this can be caused by medications, dehydration, or infections that need medical attention, much of it is the brain's natural response to decreased oxygen and the dying process itself. Many hospice workers believe these visions provide comfort and help ease the transition. Unless your loved one seems frightened, don't argue with what they're experiencing. Instead, ask gentle questions like, "What is your mother telling you?" or "Tell me about the children you're seeing." Often these experiences bring them peace. One elderly man spent his final weeks having animated conversations with his late wife, and his family said he seemed happier than he'd been since her death 20 years earlier. The seventh sign involves profound changes in social behavior and emotional expression. Someone who was always social might withdraw from everyone except one or two close family members, or they might become unusually emotional, crying or laughing at unexpected moments. Some people become very direct, saying things they never would have said before, while others become completely quiet. This emotional shift happens because the parts of the brain that control social filters and emotional regulation are affected by decreased circulation and oxygen. The person is also processing the enormity of their situation, which naturally changes priorities and perspectives. Give them permission to be exactly who they are in this moment. If they want solitude, respect it. If they want to tell uncomfortable truths, listen without defending. If they cry easily, sit with them without trying to fix it. These emotional changes often lead to the most honest, meaningful conversations families ever have. Something that surprises many people is the change in spiritual or existential focus, even in people who weren't previously religious or philosophical. Your loved one might start talking about life's meaning, asking about heaven or afterlife, or expressing concerns about forgiveness and unfinished business. This isn't necessarily about formal religion, it's the human soul grappling with the biggest transition we ever face. The brain seems wired to seek meaning and resolution as death approaches. Encourage these conversations without imposing your own beliefs. Ask open-ended questions like, "What do you think happens next?" or "What feels most important to you right now?" Many families find that addressing spiritual concerns, whether through prayer, meditation, reading meaningful texts, or simply talking about love and legacy, brings tremendous peace to everyone involved. Here's a physical change that can be particularly distressing: significant alterations in skin color, texture, and integrity. The skin might become paper thin, bruise easily, develop pressure sores quickly, or take on a yellowish or grayish tone. This happens because circulation is decreasing, the liver may not be processing waste products efficiently, and the skin cells aren't regenerating as quickly. Nutrition changes also affect skin health. While you can't reverse these changes, you can provide comfort through gentle skin care. Use fragrance-free moisturizers, change positions frequently to prevent bed sores, and keep the skin clean and dry. Many people find comfort in gentle massage with their favorite lotion or having their hair brushed. The goal is comfort and dignity, not trying to restore youthful appearance. The final sign I want to discuss is perhaps the most profound, a process called letting go, where your loved one seems to be actively preparing for death. They might give away possessions, have serious conversations about their wishes, express readiness to die, or even seem to wait for specific family members to arrive or leave before passing. This isn't giving up, it's the ultimate act of courage and wisdom. The dying person often becomes the teacher, showing the rest of us how to face life's final transition with grace. During this time, your role shifts from trying to encourage fighting or recovery to supporting their journey. Tell them you love them, that you'll be okay, and that it's all right to let go when they're ready. Many people seem to wait for permission from their loved ones before they can peacefully transition. Let me remind you of the most important truth about all these changes. They're not failures of medical care or signs that you're not doing enough. They're the natural biological process of a body preparing for death, and understanding them allows you to provide comfort instead of fighting against nature. Your loved one's body has wisdom you can trust. Small acts of love, holding their hand, playing their favorite music, sharing memories, or simply sitting quietly together, matter more than any medical intervention during this time. Even if these conversations feel overwhelming right now, remember that knowledge brings power and peace. You're not alone in this journey, and understanding what to expect can help you focus on what truly matters: love, comfort, and dignity. Every moment of care you provide makes a difference, even when you can't see immediate results. If this information helped you understand something important about end-of-life care, please give this video a like and subscribe with notifications on so you never miss crucial health information. Share this with family members or friends who might benefit from understanding these natural processes. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these signs surprised you most, or what other topics about aging and health would you like me to cover next? Your questions help me create the content that serves you best.